All right, Preneurs, everybody wants to win in life. So today I have 6 rules for you to kick ass. Let's get right into it. So welcome back, Preneurs. Today's conversation is about how do you position yourself to win in life. And I'm literally going to talk about how these 6 points that I'm about to get to you next position me to be able to go from just making anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 to triple my income to making over 6 figures, at least my first 6 figures. And these were the 6 points that contribute to that. So stick with me and be able to learn exactly what I was able to do to be able to make that transition. Number 1 was you're the only competition. Okay, and this is a big one because I had to shift my mindset on this one, because what I started doing is, in the beginning, I come from a basketball background where you're competing with everybody, right? You're competing with the person to the right to you, left to you, someone out the state, whatever it is. It's very competitive, but you're so used to competing with your fellow man or your fellow woman that you forget that you're really the only competition. And once I shift my mindset to saying, you know what? The only competition really is who I was yesterday, and start being my prior best. I start looking at all the metrics. I start recording everything I was doing. I said, you know what, I'm going to get better at this. And I kept beating my prior best. And guess what? After I kept beating my prior best and I became my competition, my income kept going up. With point number 2, which is earn, save, invest before you spend. And somehow, some way, I would just mess this up, right? So I would actually spend first, and then I would earn the money, and then I would save, and then I would invest. Tell me how that kind of even works. That's a formula I figured out for myself. I definitely jacked that up. Hopefully, again, you can learn from this mistake, which is you earn first, you save, then you go invest. So before you go and spend the money. So you always have money to take, again, the opportunities that are arising for you. Number 3 is failure. Okay, this is a big one for me. Why? Because I would look at failure as a problem. And failure is just the beginning. Okay, so all of us sometimes look at failure and say, okay, I'm okay with failure. I know failure is an equation of success, but for me, I would look at it as the end. Failure's the end here. Like, that's it. Like, I should literally just stop and quit. But once I switch my mindset and say, when I fail, this is just beginning, because I'm learning again what doesn't work. Now I know the next step is just succeeding. So I've already got the failure out the way, so let's go succeed now. And once I switch my mindset to that, everything started changing for me. Number 4 is avoiding negative people. I can't tell you how big this one is, because sometimes we have an influence and we're keeping a circle or entourage around of people that don't really have their best interests for you, all right? They don't really have a heart for you. They're pessimists or they're negative and they're pulling you down. They're more of an anchor. And once I start switching this to negative to positive, all right, then what starts to happen? Everything start arising, everything start growing in my life. So that was a big shift. Number 5 is actually going after, okay, what you want. I can't tell you how big this was for me, because I had this issue, okay? I would look in the mirror and I was like, Curtis, what's going on? Why don't you take advantage of your opportunity right now? Why aren't you going after your goals and dreams? And I had to give myself permission, all right? And why? Because deeply for me, in this point in time in my life, I was still, as a corporate broker, I was still working somewhere, and I still had a family, still had mortgages, still had all these different things going on. And I was very scared of taking that transition to becoming a full-time entrepreneur. But then I started looking at it and says, stop looking at all the bad things that can happen and look at what if I actually take the opportunity, and what if I succeed, and what if I win? Then our lives are a better situation. And so I gave myself permission to go after my goals and dreams. And interesting enough, those dreams started becoming a reality. Number 6, which is our last one here, is our habits, which is your habits, decide your future. And this is so big. Why? Because once you start looking at your habits, you take account for the habits that you have right now. Your habits eventually become compounding to what your reality is going to be for the future. So if you don't like your future, you don't like your reality today, it's because of the habits you have currently going on. So this was a big one for me, because once we shifted our habits to actually being productive, then everything in our future started becoming something of uprising where I was excited to win in life. So with that, Preneurs, these are your 6 points that help me tremendously upgrade my income, my lifestyle. Hopefully it can help you too. Make sure you tag another entrepreneur, another leader, and maybe you have something that I missed on here that actually helped you succeed as well. We'd love to hear that comment. Make sure you increase it 1% on a daily basis so we can help you increase your profit, your passion, your purpose, so we can live the best Preneur life together. See you guys in the next one.